Hickok 45 with a Colt AR15 6920. A sort of a classic now. Hard to believe, isn't it? It used to be one of the standard ARs that people would purchase. Now, I guess not available to citizens, okay? But I have one, and I've had it for a while. You might have seen it. We'll talk about that. But it does shoot, I promise. See that water jug? Yeah, it'll bowl. It'll blast a water jug. It'll hit a red plate. Even without a red dot. Let's go to that red plate on the right. It'll miss too, if you want. Even if you don't want, it'll miss sometimes. Yeah, I had this a long time, and I bought this in a gun shop. Didn't get this from buds.com. Appreciate all the help we get from budsgunshop.com. Check them out. And the Sonoran Desert Institute, if you're not familiar with sdi.edu, you could learn to be a gunsmith. Get started on that project. Really nice distance learning school, some great coursework. Check them out at sdi.edu. We really appreciate their support. And guess whose ammo we're firing? Federals. So we're not going to retrieve it. Once I fire it, it's in the hill. But it's Federal Premium and 223 mostly, you know, which is sort of 5.56, not exactly, but about the same. So you see this beautiful gun? Let's take a couple more shots. Let's hit this target and then see if I can smoke a little pot. Might have trouble, I'll tell you why. I'm gonna try it now. Well, there we go, that's not bad. The pots got wet. They got rained on a little bit, and sometimes they don't smoke as well. Let's try those two down there. Yeah, they smoked pretty well. They were a little drier. So, gotta keep your pots dry. And your bowling pins dry. And your 2 liters wet. Nice, nice. How many rounds do I have? There's still some more in there. Just doesn't seem like it ought to be legal, does it? I was joking. It is legal. Boom. Let's talk about this a little bit. This is almost like a chapter 2. I'm just going to shoot it out a little bit and show it to you again. You folks who have been around a while might remember seeing it, okay? You might have seen it in a video. I've had it since 2012. All right. And so in the first video, there was something odd about it. We sort of switched the stock out for some reason, and we were just sort of demonstrating a stock, and that video is no longer allowed to be posted. I forgot why. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? And so really, it's a 60. So I thought we'd do a video with it. Many of you don't see it, haven't seen it, and it's just a nice. They call it M4. You know, it's the 6920, the civilian kind of version of the M4, same configuration. Colt's been making the M4s, you know, and the M16s for the military forever. They know what they're doing. Some people would argue that, say they knew what they were doing. I guess they still do. But they historically have been considered one of the better AR-15 makers. That's just the way it is. And most people have respect for them and have for a long time. I know when I was looking for this one, 2012, I was trying to decide between, I just wanted a a newer one, a nice one. And I paid about $1,200 for it at the time. I think shortly after that they went down to about $1,000. But I remember having it narrowed down to this or Daniel Defense. I forgot which model. But you know, they both were very equal. I remember doing some research and getting opinions and looking on forums and things, and people were ranking them about the same. Okay. So these old Colts are just nice, nice guns. The 6920 is just a standby, just a good one. You know, if you got a 6920 like this, whether it's a law enforcement model, the civilian model, they're the same. Essentially, I think the law enforcement model had a different forend on it or something, but they're the same gun. I'm pretty sure. But they're just good guns, and a lot of people bought them, and they're still, I haven't looked around like on the auctions or anything. I don't know what they go for now, if they're like the same value, if you can buy the same gun, if they're twice that much, I just don't know. But the 6920 it's a standby and well respected. Let's go with a 30-round mag, shoot a couple more times. And just a good old gun. I mean, they're kind of a throwback in some ways, right? You got your your carry handle, your detachable one. So that's really an innovation, right? A detachable carry handle, even though it's not really a carry handle, supposedly. And then your front sight configuration, old school bayonet lug. And that's a lot of good in it back there, bayonet lug. But I don't know, it's kind of neat because it is a little bit of a throwback, kind of a classic old school AR-15. Shoots great, and I'll never put a red dot or anything like that on this one. I just like keeping it the way it is. Not quite as much a throwback as my A2, but this is sort of a more modern throwback, isn't it? So let's shoot a few more times. No, I'm not going to keep you long. I just wanted to get this out. Some of you may not have seen it. You may not even seen one like this. They look a little odd in today's world. Today's world of AR-15s. All right, let's get rid of some of these water containers. They're bothering me. That one especially. Interesting. Oh, there's a little one down there. And I'm going to go over there and pop a little red plate or two. Oh, I broke it, I think. So much fun. Excuse me. Right. And I've got to shoot the barrel. A couple of shots. How's that? Look at all the destruction out here. Except, you know what? Well, I'll have a round for the watermelon. It's just fun to shoot fast. That's the beauty of an AR-15. It's light recoiling. There's a couple of rounds left there. And in case I missed a watermelon, I have more than one. How's that? All right. Mr. Melon. Oh, boy. All right. Had to finish off the red plate and the melon there. So anyway, the 6920 is just a classic M4, kind of a copy, civilian version, law enforcement. I don't know if they still make one like this for law enforcement. They probably do. But the Colt quality of the day, and a lot of us are disappointed that they're not offering these, making these for civilians any longer. And I don't know how many they were selling. It's a very competitive market. And I'm not sure all what the politics of it and what's going on. At Colt, a lot of us are glad to see them making revolvers and that sort of thing again, focus on 1911s. And I mean, really, if I had my druthers, I would say, look, just do a good job on your 1911s. Bring back some of the classic revolvers. Do a good job on it. And, you know, there's lots of quality AR makers out there. We don't really need you to make ARs for us. There are plenty. You know, I mean, you trip over all the AR-15 makers out there, and a lot of them really good guns. So we don't need Colt for that anymore. But we hate to lose them, or I don't know, in my opinion, I hate to lose them in the 1911 market and revolver market more than, you know, than it bothers me to lose them in this market. You know, if that makes any sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. But pretty cool gun. Again, this is really old school, but I don't know, just something neat about it. And I hadn't had it out and fired in a long time. It occurred to me that some of you probably have not seen it because of what I talked about earlier with the first time we brought it out and shot it. And the stock, it had a weird stock issue of some sort. I don't know what it was. And you couldn't slow down the rate of fire or something. I'm not sure what that was about. But kind of an interesting thing for a short period in the history of firearms. So, good old 6920. If you mention Colt 6920 to anybody that knows much about guns at all and these things, they know exactly the gun you're talking about. You know, whether it's a law enforcement version or civilian. This one's the Sporter, and it's kind of the official, I guess, the SP 6920, I guess. So pretty cool, and I'm glad I still have it and haven't let it go. I guess they'll be collectible one of these days since they don't make them anymore. Don't know. I still got to figure out how to get a bayonet on that thing. It's long enough that I think I've actually put it on there, and I believe the point just barely goes past the barrel muzzle, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, 6920 Colt. Just thought you needed to see it today. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com, and also while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.